Let's talk about the other side, though, because I want to know how much you think fatigue did play a factor for the Blazers.
Well, we can say fatigue, but I want to say experience. Like, we talk about experience all postseason long, whether it was Denver in that first round against San Antonio, whether it was Brooklyn going against Philly, and we keep talking about all this is experience. Well, this is the first time that the Portland Trail Blazers and this group has been in this position with an obvious chance to beat the Warriors because they don't have KD. So we're not saying that they're going to. We're saying that they have a legitimate chance when they're looking at the opponent going against them. So I think there was some inexperience there from the coaching staff. I think there was some inexperience from the players, and I think it showed up. They will get better. They will play better, but that game one looked like, you know, a little deer in headlights. They looked a little bit like, wow, we're really here in this moment in the Western Conference Finals with a chance to go to the finals, and I just don't think that they were ready. They weren't sharp. They weren't clear. Their game plan wasn't great. All of those things will improve.
The victory that they had on Sunday in Denver was the biggest victory in the careers of virtually every single player on the roster and most of the coaching staff. Terry Stotts has a ring that he won with Dallas, so maybe not him. And I could feel the letdown being around their team last night. How could there not be a letdown? It was just such a huge high. But at the end of the day, I don't know if Damian Lillard is being bothered by this hamstring that he was grabbing last night. He has not been himself the last two games. Maybe it's fatigue. Maybe it's just the moment. Maybe it's that hamstring. If he doesn't come back and be the Dame who carried them through the first round and was dominant several times against the Nuggets, all that stuff's not going to matter. They need that kind of firepower.
I obviously don't know the state of his hamstring exactly because they make a point not to tell us those sort of things at this point in the playoffs. I can't say I have watched him be trapped so heavily and just bodies thrown at him since the beginning of this Denver series. There were 7 straight games of that. You saw him be able to sort of burst through at the end of Game 6, and him being able to be that Dame at that sort of section of Game 6 is the only reason they're still here, right? They would have lost that series. So he can do it in spurts. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it because that's exactly what the Warriors did to him again last night. They were trapping him. They were throwing multiple guys at him. It's a lot to physically fight through.
They were also trapping Enes Kanter last night.
Yes.
And Kanter is not a good passer.
No.
He averages 1 assist a game.
Wait. There's a difference between not a good passer and not a willing passer. Those are two different
Not a passer at all.
They're not a passer. There is no category
What
in
if you're
passing.
both?
Well,
What
that's
if
that,
you're
and that's
neither a willing nor a good passer?
That's part of the reason why he doesn't want to pass is because he's not a good passer. But no, I think with Portland, you look at this. We're going to talk about trapping Dame. And they could trap Steph. And one of the things we look at the end of the Houston series and the beginning of this one is that they didn't do a very good job defensively on Clay. If you trap Steph and you just stay at home with Clay, which is easier said than done, okay, that's how Andre Iguodala has a finals MVP. That's okay to let Andre beat you. That's okay to let Draymond beat you.
Can't let what happened.
Can't let that happen.
Iguodala had 5 threes in Game 6.
That's what I'm saying. And that's okay. That's something that when you're playing percentages in any game of life, that's one that you're going to live with. Not the greatest shooting backcourt, not the greatest shooter of all time, and another top 5 shooter of all time. Those aren't the guys that you want to live with.
And leaving him 3 Volkswagen Bugs worth of space.